But yes, first MSc Biology, I would like to discuss about invasive species. Invasive alien species are those which widespread outside their normal distribution range and become invasive in their new location. They cause both economic and environmental harm to the new area. They are also known as non-native, alien, exotic, foreign, non-indigenous species. Not all non-native species are invasive. Majority of non-native plants fails to persist in the new area. Some of them have a normal point of growth and others become invasive. To be invasive, a species must adapt to the new area easily. It must reproduce quickly, harm property, the economy or native plants and animals of the region. Their spread is aided by international trade and tourism, especially importance of goods and items such as seeds, grains, fruits, pets, etc. At the new area, they escaped the predator pressure, which kept their population in check in the native range and thrive outcompeting and displacing the native species. Many invasive species are introduced into a new region accidentally. One of the examples is zebra mussels that are native to Asia were introduced into North America by sailing ships. Some species are brought to a new area on purpose. Often, these species are introduced as a form of pest control or decorative display. In 1949, five cats were brought to Marian Island, a part of South Africa in the southern Indian Ocean. The cats were introduced as a pest control for mice. By 1977, about 3,400 cats were living on the island, endangering the local bird population. Invasive species as threats to biodiversity. Invasive species are among the leading threats to native wildlife and biodiversity. Approximately 42% of threatened or endangered species are at risk due to these invasive species. Sometimes human health and economy are also at risk from invasive species. Many invasive species thrive because they outcompete native species for food. One of the examples is pig-headed and silver carp in Missouri River of Northern America, which feeds on planktons and tiny organisms floating in the river. The native species, like paddlefish, also feed on these planktons. The bigheads and silver carp increase their number, and the paddlefish do not get enough food that cause their extinction. Invasive species sometimes thrive because there is no predator that hunt them in the new area. One of the examples is brown tree snakes were accidentally introduced to Guam, an island in the South Pacific that caused extinction of 9 of Iceland's 11 forest-dwelling bird species. Invasive species destroy habitat, the place where all the plants and animals naturally live. Example is nutria, are large rodents native to South America brought to North America for their fur. They destroy the area food web and habitat by consuming the wetland grasses. Some invasive species do great harm to economy. One of the most important examples is water hyacinth, native to South America. In the wild, they form dense mats, reducing sunlight for submerged plants and aquatic organisms, crowding out native aquatic plants, and clogging waterways and intake pipes. Invasive species can also damage property. One of the examples is zebra mussels. The direct threats also include preying on native species, carrying disease, and preventing native species from reproducing or killing a native species. Invasive species can also alter the abundance or diversity of the species that are important habitat for the native wildlife. Some invasive species are capable of changing the conditions in an ecosystem, such as changing soil chemistry or the intensity of wildfire. They can be very dangerous using as a biological weapon. If it not properly controlled, they become a serious threat to the native species. Invasive species have also some useful effects in water purification, soil stabilization, agriculture yield, disease regulation, climate regulation, etc. Resinous communis, Catranthus roseus are some economically important invasive species. That's all about the invasive species. Thank you.